Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. It feels so good to be back. I know I shouldn't have left you this long, but I was waiting for this big announcement, and seeing it finally confirmed has got me saying hallelujah. There's just been a whole host of new updates on Zack Snyder's Justice League dropped online, and throughout this video we're going to be breaking down everything that you need to know. There might be some spoilers here, so if you want to go into the film as blind as a bat, then I highly recommend that you turn to the dark side of the internet, aka the WandaVision trailer. I'm just kidding, and with that out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into the breakdown. Okay, so last night it was reported by Screen Rant that the Snyder Cut was going to be getting an additional $70 million added to its budget. When the cut was first released, you might remember that it was estimated to be around $20 to $30 million, but this massive price tag brings a lot with it. Now if you consider that Deadpool's entire budget was $58 million, it kinda gives you an idea of the sort of thing that this money can be used for. Not only will it be dropped on tidying things up like Darkseid, but, and it's a big but, Warner Brothers are also getting back several of the actors to shoot key scenes for the film. Now if you cast your mind back 9 months ago, or 85 years in 2020 time, you might remember that Zack Snyder threw a competition on his Vero account that involved winning a signed clapperboard. On this was additional text that said the person who won it would be invited to watch the extra scenes being filmed, and it looks like we are indeed getting these, as it's now being confirmed that Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill and Ray Fisher will be filming some more things for the movie in October. The report, which comes from The Hollywood Reporter, discusses the new details on the project, as well as the situation with Ray, who has been quite outspoken about the studio's mistreatment of him, namely at the hands of Jeff John and Joss Whedon. It feels like what we've heard so far is just the tip of the John Berg, but I'm sure more will come out in the following months, or this could be a move by the studio to try and buy some goodwill from him. I really don't know, but we'll go through that report in just a bit after we've discussed what's been said by insiders on the reshoots. Now Mark Hughes, who works as a writer for Forbes, said the following when discussing the project. Since it's now public knowledge, I can say things I've not been able to say before. The amount of dollars spent on Snyder's JL isn't a reflection of his original cut being as incomplete as folks used to claim. It's because new footage is being shot beyond just finishing his cut. The original Snyder Cut we talked about for the past year plus was more than 90% complete and did not need tens of millions to get that cut into shape. The high dollar amount is because the work on the film includes re-editing it into individual episodes plus new footage. For example, there are certain DC characters originally intended to be in JL, but those scenes weren't filmed and it was dropped at the time. Now however, those things can be added in, as well as other scenes, and it all needs different editing into episodes with the right pacing. So no, the original, I'll take tens of millions of dollars to finish Snyder Cut claims were not proven true by the budgeting for Zack Snyder's Justice League. The reason some press have claimed we were right all along is because some Warner Brothers folks were falsely telling the press no new scenes would be shot. Those Warner Brothers folks may have legitimately thought that was true, by the way, because it appears a lot of folks at the studio are still not always sure on what's up, partly because things are changing and in flux a lot, so a lot of folks aren't always in the loop on everything. Now lots of stuff to unpack from there folks, and from And from that, as mentioned earlier, not only will we be getting returning cast members, we'll also be getting new characters introduced that were supposed to be in the original cut. Now there have been several reports that Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern and the Atom were all meant to be making appearances, and that they were all part of the storyboarding process. However, due to those scenes never getting filmed, it was always up in the air exactly what was going to happen with them, but now it looks like they're indeed getting made, so we will see Swanwick as Martian Manhunter, and hopefully Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern. I don't know if I'm even joking anymore on that last one. Now I think it's absolutely great that Affleck is coming back too, and as someone that didn't ever think he would, I'm so happy he's back on board with this and will be in The Flash as well. Who knows, we might even get that rumoured HBO Max show with him after all, but I'll of course keep you updated if any official news on it comes out. Now as for the Ray Fisher reports, The Hollywood Reporter have said the following. Warner Media's investigation into allegations of misconduct on the 2017 film may impact how the Snyder Cut and spin-off The Flash proceed. In October, director Zack Snyder will roll cameras for his extended cut of Justice League, working for Warner Media's HBO Max division on restoring his version of the maligned 2017 movie that he exited because of a family tragedy. The shoot, which will turn the Snyder Cut into a 4-episode limited series, is expected to bring back Ben Affleck as Batman, Henry Cavill as Superman, and Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman for new scenes. Also set to appear on the call sheet for what's expected to be a week or so long shoot is Ray Fisher as Cyborg. The latter is noteworthy because Fisher is in a public dispute with sister Warner Media division, Warner Bros., which he accuses of permitting Joss Whedon, the director who took over from Snyder, to engage in misconduct and abuse while reshooting Justice League. Fisher also claimed that executives John Berg and Jeff Johns, who both have since left the studio, enabled Whedon's behaviour. For Fisher, being cast as superhero Cyborg by Snyder was supposed to be the break of a lifetime. The actor went from theatre work and one episode of television to land the character who was first introduced in Snyder's Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, then showcased more predominantly in Justice League. Cyborg was also getting his own standalone movie, which was slated for 2020, but all that was years ago. Justice League disappointed at the box office, and a DC film shakeup saw Jeff Johns and John Berg let go to be replaced by Walter Hamada, an executive from Warner's sister arm New Line. Fisher's dissatisfaction came to light June 29th when he shared a video clip of himself at 2017 San Diego Comic-Con praising Whedon, but writing on Twitter he'd like to retract every bit of that statement. On July 1st, the actor elaborated, calling Whedon's behaviour on set gross, abusive, unprofessional, and completely unacceptable. Fisher's remarks pushed Warner Media to investigate the claims, and on August 20th, he announced the company was looking into them. That led to a back and forth between Warner Media and Fisher about whether he was cooperating with the investigation. They claimed he wasn't, but he said he was. On September 4th, Fisher tweeted that Hamada, who had no connection to the previous Warner's or DC film regime, had privately disparaged Whedon and Berg to him in an effort to spare Johns. The studio reported with a statement of its own, claiming Fisher had not cooperated with the investigation, and Fisher fired back with a screenshot of an email that seemed to show he had indeed met with an investigator. He also wrote, "Warner's has escalated this to an entirely different level, but I'm ready to meet the challenge." On September 14th, Aquaman's Jason Momoa reignited Fisher's claims of misconduct, writing on Instagram, "It needs to be investigated and people need to be held accountable." Momoa's wading into the delicate issue is said to have caught both the studio and his own team off guard, as the actor and studio are preparing to shoot Aquaman 2 early next year. Insiders recalled to THR that the Justice League reshoots conducted by Whedon were messy and hastily assembled. Whedon had to cram in an extensive rewrite and reshoots and take over post-production. One person present at the reshoots describes a set filled with tension and says the director was difficult with actors, but this person also says they did not witness any physical or other abuse. Johns and Bergs were under pressure, another insider notes, as they were trying to deliver a tentpole and knew their jobs were on the line. Whedon did jettison many of Fisher's scenes according to sources, and his directing style is described as the opposite to Snyder's collaborative approach. It's also unclear if Fisher filed a complaint at the time. Fisher is in talks with Warner Bros. To make a cameo in The Flash, a Justice League spin-off movie due to shoot next year. He has options negotiated for future appearances, including cameos beyond the initial film. But in earlier drafts of the Flash script, Cyborg was a much more active player than the one in the current script. Sources say the studio exercised its options for Flash, even upping its negotiated price for what's described as a 3-scene appearance. Fisher's side countered with a figure doubling that. Warner Bros. Turned that down, and negotiations have remained stalled for weeks. Okay, so yeah, sorry for just basically reading that all out, but this situation sounds pretty crazy, and I really don't know how it's going to develop. I kind of feel like a lot of this might get swept under the rug, and I imagine it's very difficult for Fisher having to expose one part of a company whilst the other side is trying to work with him. It's super messed up, but we at the channel here stand with Ray Fisher, and I really hope that he gets the justice he deserves. And I also swear that's not a pun. Now that should be you all fully caught up, and thank you for sitting through the entire video with me. Sorry if it was a bit reedy. Now I'm very hyped to see what happens, and obviously I'd love to hear your thoughts, so make sure you comment below and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop a thumbs up, and make sure you check out our breakdown of the latest episode of The Boys, in which we go over all the ins and outs of it, so it's definitely worth checking out if you want to know more. We're also giving away a free copy of the Christopher Nolan collection, and all you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below, and like the video, you mug. The winner is going to be chosen at random on the 30th of September, so make sure you get involved, and best of luck to you. If you want to support the channel and get to see content like this early, then please consider clicking the join button below. You can also come chat to us on the Discord server linked in the description, or at Heavy Spoilers on Twitter. Thanks for making it until the end. You've been the best, I've been Definition, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.